As the new century begins, the aging of the Canadian population is being signaled by a decreased percentage of youths and an increased percentage of elderly persons.
Good night.
Good night.
In 2001, 1 in 8 Canadians was 65 years or older. By 2026, 1 in 5 Canadians will be 65 years or older. The aging of our population is a complicated issue that not only impacts the well-being of elderly Canadians, but also has repercussions in areas that involve the entire population, such as healthcare, labor market, and public finances. Briefly, the aging of baby boomers, and therefore of the population, will lead to many changes associated with an increased demand for services and the ability to pay for services. Elder abuse is any action or lack of action that harms the health or well-being of an older person. Any action or behavior that results in harm or distress to someone is called abuse. There are many different forms of abuse, including psychological and verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, financial exploitation, and neglect. The following story is a fictional account of various types of abuse. We'll be meeting Arthur, a widower of only a few months, as well as his son George and his partner Marge, who have moved into the paternal home.
Where's the newspaper? Where's the newspaper?
I thought you had read it. It's in the cat's litter box. If you say yes to this schedule, I'll be stuck with the old guy. You're lucky and spoiled to have us here.
I want some orange juice. I want some orange juice.
What do you want now? It's because we're trying to talk here? And besides, you had an orange juice. I hate to say it, but the guy doesn't smell good. And he's still in his pajamas, and it's past 2. You and your great ideas. I told you it wasn't worthwhile to move in and care for him. It's more of a problem than anything else.
How can we tell if an older person is being abused or neglected or both? Here are a few signs for concern. The older person feels nervous in the presence of a care provider or family member and avoids eye contact. Presents unexplained physical injuries. Makes improper use of sedatives, alcohol, or medication. Has suicidal tendencies. Cannot explain the loss of personal possessions. Never has money for everyday expenses. Makes sudden changes in his or her will. Makes unusual withdrawals from his or her account while bills are unpaid. Suffers from poor nutrition. Has an unkempt appearance. Has medical problems that remain untreated. While we must not be too hasty in our conclusions, these signs of abuse must be taken seriously. Let us return to Arthur's story.
Hello? Yes. Oh, he's losing it at times. He seems to be getting more confused. He reads much less. Yeah, well... Oh, you look, I'm busy. You'll have to call another time. Yes, it's expensive, quite expensive. But it helps to have some money from the father-in-law. Okay, I'll see you there tonight. Bye.
What do you mean, see you there tonight? I had plans.
Oh, you take care of your father for once. I've had enough. He can't even help himself.
I want some orange juice. And that's not nice. That's not nice. Don't fight.
Don't get mixed up in this. We're doing our best for you. Here's your orange juice. You could take a little stroll, you know, from your rocking chair to the fridge. We're not your slaves.
Psychological abuse is any action that is detrimental to a person's dignity or self-esteem. Here are some examples of psychological abuse: threatening to abandon the senior, insulting the senior, shouting or using foul language, preventing the senior from entertaining visitors, telling the senior that he or she causes a lot of problems, treating the older person as a servant, treating the older person as a child, demanding babysitting services for grandchildren, excluding senior from important events, not respecting seniors' human rights. Any abusive action that results in physical pain or injury is called physical abuse. Older persons can be subjected to several different forms of physical abuse. Here are some examples: pushing, shoving, or hitting the older person, excessive restriction of the older person's movement through administration of tranquilizers or other medications, restraining the older person in their room or in their chair, depriving the older person of his or her medication, improper use of medication, too many prescriptions, too much medication, improper administration. Getting back to Arthur, an elderly neighbor, who also is a family friend, has just returned from a long trip down south, and she comes in to visit with Arthur.
Hello, I'm back from Florida. 8 months went by pretty fast. I knit some socks for Arthur. Do I have to call before dropping by?
Yes, it's better that you call. He's really gone downhill.
Yeah, since Mom died, Dad really went downhill. We do our best to care for him, but he's not always easy to handle.
How are you? You seem to be having a tough time. I've moved now. I'll be able to come and see you more often. Mary's gone, but I'm going to take care of you. I brought you some socks. The colors goes well with your pajama.
Thank you. You're nice.
I'll be back to see you. How about if I drop by Tuesday after supper? I'm almost finished knitting a nice scarf.
Oh, I don't think that's possible. You see, he's getting too confused. I don't think it's good that he gets too many visitors. Okay, bye now. Hey, and don't bother with the scarf. He doesn't go out anymore. I don't want what's-her-name. She'll be visiting all the time. Make a man of yourself. It's time.
Another form of abuse to which seniors may fall victim is financial exploitation, described as any inadequate use of an elderly person's money or possessions without that person's full knowledge or agreement. These are some of the actions that fall under financial exploitation: stealing money, pension benefits, or other possessions; refusing to place a senior in an extended care facility in order to retain access to seniors' pension benefits; omitting to refund a loan when senior requests it; forcing senior to leave his or her home to benefit from its sale; forcing senior to sell off personal possessions; having the senior sign legal documents that he or she does not fully understand; forcing senior to give money to family members; family members refusing to leave senior's home when senior requests it; family members sharing senior's home without paying their share of the expenses; family members putting pressure on seniors to buy alcohol or drugs; not allowing